Hello, gorgeous ones. Fonzy here, which means it's time for another episode of Fonzy and Company, the podcast. That is a double episode. What a surprise. What a nice surprise for you. Like a fat guy doing splits. Where the fuck did that come from? Anyway, it is Thursday, the 4th. Of April 2024. Hello! A double episodes on the same day. That's what double means, Fonzy. Yeah. How the fuck are you guys? Yeah, what's going on since about an hour ago when I first uploaded? I thought, double episode, I'm going to get my coffee involved, definitely. And then Bob's your uncle, whatever the fuck that phrase comes from. I think I looked this up the other day, what Bob's your uncle actually came from, and it was something really fucking boring. It was something like an Irish minister who got into politics because his uncle, and everyone was like, it's because Bob's your uncle. Fuck Bob. It was something like that. It was anyway, that's boring as shit. What? Oh, double episode. Oh, well, you got to do quantity over quality. Am I right? Yeah, it's... I actually wanted to say, I've actually started in the restaurant. And don't worry, this is still a music podcast. I just like to talk about the restaurant. There's something to do with music, actually, because I am currently getting my Stairway to Heaven done. All of you know what's the, the famous Led Zeppelin song, the one that you can't play in Guitar Center. What's the other one you can't play in Guitar Center? It's Smoke on the Water, you can't play. You can't play White Stripes, Seven Nation Army, that is banned. What's the other one? There's another one you can't play. Is it an AC/DC song? You can't... Is it Thunderstruck? I feel like you'll be allowed to play Thunderstruck. I think that's more than fair enough. Because Thunderstruck's fucking killer. And it's a little bit more difficult, even though it's all open on the B and E strings. I couldn't play it, personally. I'm sure if I sat down and have a go anyway. What the fuck was I talking about? Yeah. A wall of... Basically, Stairway to Heaven is a wall... preferably going up the stairs. Now, I understand the irony that our upstairs are actually going downwards, so it actually implies that the stairway to heaven is actually a stairway to hell. So, I'm wondering if, a lot of these musicians would actually just benefit a lot better in hell. I'm not saying the musicians went to hell. I'm just saying it's rock and roll, man. So, you're naturally going to assume that, hell, a lot of these guys and gals didn't really seem to give a shit about heaven or hell. Probably most likely atheists. Maybe a few of them were Christian, but, I'm sure a lot of them would actually have a much better time. I mean, who's going to heaven? Who is that one person going to heaven that you really want to hang out with? No fucker. Oh, yeah, but eternal hellfire. Dude, have you ever fucking lived in Bristol City Centre? You want eternal hellfire? Fuck me. The tarmac's fucked. Fucking cold. It's either too cold or too hot. It smells a little bit. We are living in hell. It's not that bad, but yeah, I grew up near Feltham. That's some would consider that hell. So, this Stairway to Heaven is basically just pictures on the walls of, rock stars who we've lost along the way. And, it's not... I'm borderlining a little bit to TGI Fridays with it because, right, who would be... What would you do if you were in a restaurant, right? I usually like to put shit on a wall, right? I like putting shit on a wall. I like cool little trinkets like, Shenanigans in America or TGI Fridays, even though both restaurants are fucking gobshite. But yeah, if you do it with some kind of class, I feel like you can get away with it. I feel like there's some restaurants and bars that have got cool shit on the wall. One we went to in Vancouver was like this rock metal bar, and they had some fucking cool ass Iron Maiden, AC/DC stuff, Metallica, Slayer, even I saw some Diamond Heads at one point on there. I was like, that is fucking killer. All this really cool merch and like cool little photos and that. I think if you can do it right and not unclass the place, if that makes sense. So that's what I'm kind of doing. I'm unclassing my joint with photos of dead rock stars. Now, it was abundantly clear the generational difference between me and my staff, because when I asked them, it's like, right, who should go on my wall of fame? The fucking silence in there. Holy shit, dude. And I'm like, right, I've got this huge... So I'll try and list off some of the people that I've got on there. Now, bear in mind, I do not want to go down the generic route. You know, you got to have Kurt and Jimmy and Janice and Amy. The 27 Club shit. And with, absolute kudos where kudos is due. You know, some of those guys are absolute icons and will always be, forever embedded in music and music history. Absolutely. I just kind of wanted to push the boat out a little bit because there are other, dead celebrity rock stars. There are. And then I was asking all them lot, who should go up there? Not one fucker from my these ladies two of my staff are about the 23, 24 mark. You can tell the generational difference. My God. And a lot of these guys died way before I was born. So I'm thinking, I'm sorry, like a 10-year... You guys had the internet from the very fucking beginning. We had the internet from about 10, 11 years old, maybe. So I'm thinking, like, you've had all this information at your fingertips your entire life, and you don't know who fucking Nina Simone is. I'm like, come on, dude. I find it absolutely baffling that they didn't know who half these people are. So let me list you off some of the people that I've got up there right now. So I've got Chester Bennington of Linkin Park. I think he passed away 2017, I want to say. Was it 2018? The late teens anyway. Obviously sucks as well. And then, that was shortly followed by Chris Cornell. He has to go up there. Soundgarden and Audio Slave is just out of exile. What a fucking album that is, man. Every time I hear Chris Cornell's voice, I was lucky enough to see him in Hyde Park in 2004, 2005. And I was, was it later than that? It might have been 2006. It was the year that Aerosmith were playing. It was Aerosmith. It was Jet. Are you gonna be my girl? Those guys. Play the other one. We don't have one. Who else was it? It was, Chris Cornell just before Aerosmith as well. I forget who. The Answer as well, who were like Ireland's answer to Led Zeppelin / AC/DC, but then Airborne came around and they were the new answer to AC/DC. There's been a lot of knockoff, and then Greta Van Fleet came on. They're the new answer to Led Zeppelin and AC/DC. There's a lot of these like throwback classic rock bands. Rival Sons, not them Crooked Vultures. There's another one, Mother Vulture. All these like small time bands that are starting to become big. That Rival Sons are just about to support ZZ Top for the O2. That's a pretty big deal. And I'm not saying these... Heaven's Basement, that's another one. A lot of these like classic rock influenced bands. There was a bit of an influx for a little while there. Where was I going with this? Hyde Park. And I was lucky enough to see Chris Cornell and a lot of his solo stuff. He did a little bit of Audio Slave stuff as well, but a lot of the old Soundgarden stuff. I never really got into that side of things, but naturally, I believe he has to have a fucking picture on that wall. I think that is more than justified. Absolutely. Who else? We got Lou Reed up there. Lou Reed, I just appreciate. It's never been a great vocalist. Lyricist, however, beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. I mean, a lot of Fonzy and Company's new stuff. Actually got a lot of inspiration lyrically from that guy. And, What an absolute legend, of course. And then you always get the iconic picture of Iggy Bowie and Reed's, was it just after Rehab? I mean, you can't paint rockstar hoods in a better picture than that iconic picture. It's just fucking incredible. This is when I absolutely fucked myself, and it's not Reed in that picture. You know the picture I mean. I know Bowie and Iggy's in there. What's the other guy? I'm fairly sure it's Lou Reed, but I could be wrong on that. It might be Mick Jagger or something. I don't know. I'm making an absolute tosser out of myself. Anyway, Lou Reed has to go on there. Just made sense. Ian Dury is going to go up there, but Ian Jury's got to go down there. Again, bearing in mind, no fucker has spoken up yet. My 23, 24-year-old staff. Who's that? I've never heard of him. Why haven't you got any black artists? Hey, I'm getting to that. Fucking hell. I was thinking, like, it's got to be because it can't be a wall full of white dudes. That's just fucking stupid. So, of course, there's some absolute icons, black artists out there that have just done wonders for music. But then you start to borderline. Is it a stairway to heaven? Because it's not rock stars anymore. You have to start going into the hip hop, all that roots, reggae, soul, absolutely down. Is it rock and roll? Now, I have decided that rappers are not going on there. Even though there is some form of element of rock and roll, I think I have said this in a previous podcast. An old someone that we used to know said Kanye was the most punk thing about modern day music. And in a way, yeah, he's a bit of a bellend, doesn't give a shit about anything, and just completely eccentric with his actions and his words. So I guess in a way he is punk as fuck, but not my punk, you know what I mean? So naturally, I could put DMX there, I could put Tupac, I could put Biggie, but again, I feel like that's going back to the 27 Club, putting up Janis Joplin, Jimi Hendrix, and all that. Oh, I'm gonna sneeze. Fuck. And, you know, I could edit that out, but I ain't gonna. Go fuck yourself. There's... so I decided just to put it down to people who play instruments in a live band or do vocalists with a live band involved. That's my rule. I feel like it's going to be Stairway to Heaven that, you know, rock band Led Zeppelin did. I feel like it has to be rock stars, soul stars, something that has the live music element to it. Okay, so those are my rules going forward. And then you got my generational guys saying again, "Are you sure these are all fucking white guys?" I'm like, guys, fucking hell, I'm just about to get to it. Give me a break. So we're following down with Nina Simone, of course. Absolutely, I think I heard my baby don't give shorts. Oh my god, that animation. And it was like, fun fact, that video for that song was animated by Aardman, who is Bristol guys who did, you know who Aardman is, Wallace and Gromit, Chicken Run, Flushed Away, that was an awful movie. But yeah, absolutely gorgeous song. And of course, birds in the sea, you know how I feel, fish in the sky. What the fuck are the fish doing up there? Birds in the sea. Fucking hell. That reminds me of that Family Guy skit. Train on the water, boat on the track. I'm feeling good. It's just one of the most iconic, top 100 songs ever written. Am I right? Yeah, Nina's got to go up there. Ray Charles absolutely went. First thing had to go up there for sure. Ray Charles is just. This is the thing. I couldn't name you an album. I've probably got like an album's worth of his back catalogue on there. I must admit, I could not name you an EP or an LP. I've watched a movie. I've watched Jamie Foxx movie. When that come out? Like 2024, something like that. No, 2024. It's 2024 now. Fonzy, Bellend, 2004. That was awesome. What a fucking amazing movie that was. And that just made me want to go back into his back catalogue. There's so much stuff you didn't realise that he wrote, and Yeah, what a fucking legend. I mean, some of the stuff he did was controversial, but who hasn't had their controversy in the limelight? Let's be totally honest. And then if there is one, I don't want to know him. I'm sorry. Yeah, Ray Charles went up there. What about the ladies, Fonzy? What about the ladies? Why aren't there any ladies up there? There are bloody ladies. If you just give me a second, I'll tell you. Right, so I had to, because this is a personal favourite band of mine, I've loved these guys for a long time. There's a band called The Muffs who were fairly popular in the 90s, mainly in America. I don't really think they got that far over in the UK. Of course, people know who they are if they're into that kind of music. However, for me, listening to them, because they were basically supposed to be Sony's answer to Green Day when Green Day's starting to come out, when Sony Enterprise started seeing Green Day blow up after Dookie, and I don't think Kaplunk was overly successful, but when Dookie came out, Sony was like, right, we need a fucking answer to this. Who's our Green Day? And the Muffs came in, and they had nowhere near as commercial level as success as Green Day. No, not even fucking close. However, Kim Shattuck, the lead singer, passed away. This was maybe 2-3 years ago. And for me, that was a massive hit because I listened to so much Muffs, man. I just realised how that sounded when I said it. It's like, man, you know what? I've always got Muffs in my ears. And not the Muffs, for you Americans. Yeah, muff can be, considered to be part of a lady's anatomy. Let's say, get on the muffmobile. Podcast. I was wondering why my usual vendors and podcasting advertisers weren't coming to me this time, and now I know why. We cannot promote this filth. But yeah, Muffs had Kim Shattuck had to go up there. Bless her. I've already mentioned Nina Simone. Why? Yeah, absolutely. Of course, Nina Simone's got to go in there. Now, part of the 27 Club, actually, Amy Winehouse has to go up there. She didn't do a huge amount, but for the brief time she was in music, for that, 10 years, give or take, I mean, Back to Black is just, wow. That was just a surge in, incorporating a lot of ska as well. I remember when Specials did their set, what was it, in Glastonbury? They brought out Amy Winehouse. It was beautiful, man. It was fucking awesome. And incorporating that two-tone era, making it cool again. And what soulful voice she had, and then obviously the drugs and alcohol started. And it was a shame. It was a shame she did kind of go downhill a little bit towards the end, but I mean, for when she was sober, when she was on it, and then her old man, I don't know if you've seen the documentary, but yeah, her old man's a fucking arsehole, eh? Fucking hell, yeah, fucking cashing in on that Amy stock, man. It's like the whole Britney Spears thing, isn't it? Where what was it? You own you got conservatorship. I can't remember, when you basically own somebody, somebody who can't look after themselves or look after their own fucking real estate or records or royalties or whatever, and you basically take I can't remember what the bloody word is now, but you know what I mean. And it's a shame Amy had to go through that. Her old man was just kind of fucking pitching his solo career and basically living his fantasy life through his daughter. And it's like, fuck you, man. What a fucking horrible cunt. But the movie's coming out a little bit later this year. But very excited to see that because I need a redemption story after the fucking Elton John one. Ugh. The Marley one came out a little bit earlier this year. I have not seen it yet. I'm going to wait. Of course, The Guardian, typical The Guardian, the newspaper, just shitting all over it. Like, oh, this isn't what Marley would have wanted. Like, dude, none of you have ever fucking met Bob Marley. Go fuck yourself. A lot of you weren't even born when he died. Go fuck off, man. I hate when The Guardian like shits on over something that's actually quite good. It's just that they fail to understand or somehow put a political agenda behind something that's supposed to be just telling a story. You could argue that the Dirt, the Motley Crue. I have read the book and I have seen the movie. The movie is just fucking awesome, man. Such a fun movie. But if you're a fan of Motley Crue, then you might take that a bit in the, you'd be like, oh, well, that got missed out. Well, that didn't happen. Oh, well, that's not what happened in the book. Oh, that's not an accurate representation. Why the fuck is Pete Davidson managing them? You know what I mean? But let's take it for what it is. Enjoy the rides and, as long as they're portrayed, in a tasteful way and, leave those scars. Don't leave a page unturned. You know what I mean? Like, I think it was cool that Motley Crue included the death of Razzle from Hanoi Rocks when Vince Neil went out on a booze run, absolutely pissed as a fart in that supercar or whatever, and crashed and killed the fucking guy. I think that was good that they included that because, warts and all, I feel like you need to bear that shit and take responsibility and not pretend that it didn't happen. Yeah, my God, there's so many more. Eddie Van Halen had to go on there. Guitar Hero, of course. Eddie Van Halen, absolute trailblazer for guitarists everywhere. So those metal shredders, absolutely, he had to go on there. Maurice White, Earth, Wind and Fire. Fucking every time I mention it to the young ones. Maurice White's going up there. Who? Okay. Bahia, dancing in September. Oh yeah, I love that song. Oh my God. Although my favourite Earth, Wind and Fire song is Fantasy, man. Guys, stop listening to Let's Groove and September. Whilst those are great, Fantasy, holy shit, so good. And what's the other one? Make a wish, baby. I can't forget the name of the song, but that's a fucking... You'll want to, do it with your partner. That is a good, forget your Norah Joneses. Actually, no, never forget Norah Jones. Put on your Norah Joneses when making sweet love. But that's another song. You should. I forget what the song is called. I want to say Make a Wish, but it's probably not. I think that's just the first line in the chorus. Who else? Lemmy. So, controversially, love Motorhead. I think I've mentioned in the podcast before when we recorded with Phil Campbell's son in Wales, Pontypandy, Pontypridd, Ponty Pandy Poo. No idea where the fuck it was. It was Ponty something. It's usually Ponty something, isn't it? And Phil Campbell walks in the room. And the whole room of the band I was in at the time just lit up like, this is Phil fucking Campbell of Motorhead. How cool is that? So Lemmy has to go on there, of course. He is the epitome of rock star. But as I said, controversially, I don't dig a lot of Motorhead stuff. I've tried a couple of times. It might be time for a third wave, might be time for a third listen. I'm yet to find, the album or the song that's made me go, oh, okay. Because there's, obviously everyone thinks of Motorhead, it's Ace of Spades immediately. First thing you think of, and that is a fucking killer track. Though go back and watch the video and watch how badly that was shot, by the way. When you're in a video and you're playing along to the song and you're just really into it, watch the drummer. Because it's fucking hilarious when the track's doing like drum fills. Then he does not do those fills, man. I don't know if they were panning to him at the wrong time, but it's hilarious. But I might try and get back into Motorhead. But the people he inspired, the scene he inspired, the documentary I watched about him, he was quite like a basic guy. He just liked, the creature comforts. And his favourite drink is my favourite drink, a Jack and Coke filled with like absolute fuck all Coke in it. Although I drink the diet stuff now. Gotta watch my figure. Lemmy has to go on there. Absolutely. Chrissy McVie of Fleetwood Mac. Abso-fucking-lutely. I mean, some of the stuff that she sang on. I mean, obviously Buchanan. He said Buchanan. Neil Buchanan. from Art Attack. You know, famous vocalist Neil Buchanan from Art Attack. Actually, he is in a metal band, so that makes sense. Lindsey Buckingham, sorry. Are of course, you know, the front runners and all their drama and all that, and then Mick Fleetwood himself, naturally. But Chrissy McVie, just some of the stuff she sang on, man. Do you believe in miracles? Oh God, what a fucking song! Every time she did, and what did she? No, she didn't sing Seven Wonders. Little Lies. She said, lovely, 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 and she was just such a great songwriter. She did sort of hang out in the back a little bit. And it's a shame, but yeah, what a fucking icon to lose. She has to go up there. Unfortunately, I could not find pictures of just her that I had to pay for. By the way, I have not paid for any of these pictures because I'm not using it, right? I'm probably going to fucking shoot myself in the foot for saying this, but I'm using it as decoration, right? So I'm like getting like 99p like JPEGs, right, from a site, and printing them off and using them. That's all right. I'm not using it for commercial use, like online or to promote anything. It's just for decoration. I feel like that's okay. Tell me if I'm wrong and I'm a thieving bastard. Yeah, Chrissy McVie, definitely. Right, so there was Bon Scott, original singer of AC/DC. Absolutely. Again, trailblazer. Made way for Brian Johnson, of course. Has to go in there. A lot of people do reference Bon Scott over Brian Johnson still, and who I hate this fucking when I see articles like, who was the best singer? Was it Bon Scott or Brian Johnson? Can't we just give them credit that they're both fucking good, and that vocal style is just immediately iconic and recognizable, and no one could do it quite like either of them at the time. I think it's just fucking that dirt sleaze. Like, it's just so perfect for the guitar tones, those blues scales. It was just so fucking perfect. Can we just let them? Can we just let them have it? You know what I mean? Like, don't compare the two. Just enjoy and, you know, celebrate. Jesus Christ! Who's your favorite Beatle? Who gives a fuck? As a collection, they're great. And it's McCartney. Only because I quite like Wings, you know, that's on me. But absolutely, yeah, Bon Scott has to go up there. I could have put Malcolm Young up there, however, it wasn't quite for me, because selfishly I have to have some kind of like personal involvement. I feel like I have to personally like it. It's my fucking restaurant, guys. I feel like if I, you know, don't have any connection to these people, then I'm not going to put them up. Like Rick, what's his name from Status Quo? He died quite a while ago. Absolutely, I didn't put him up there, just because everyone remembers Status Quo. But I don't know. I can never fucking name you a member of that band. And some of you might be shouting at me, going, you got fucking Rick, Dave, Patrick, Yusef. I don't know. George Michael, right? We got a gay icon up there. Fantastic. Yeah, George Michael, absolutely, dude. Just freedom, faith, fucking Careless Whisper, man. The guy got some bangers, dude. And and as a live vocalist as well, y'all ever seen the Queen benefit, not the Live Aid, whatever the Queen, the Freddie Mercury tribute was? It was like 1992 maybe, where they had Elton John, Slash, they had Joe Elliott from Def Leppard on there, they had fucking Annie Lennox, David Bowie on there. Oh, what a concert that was, man, so good. Honestly, George Michael, just as a live vocalist, as well as, you know, just, I know a lot of people, you know, he probably had a fair few people writing his tracks, that's fine, you know, everyone's done it, Anne Murray, fucking, I'm sure even my lovely lady friend Nora Jones has probably had some help, but, yeah, George's got to go up there, absolute icon. Now, moving on to the other obviously gay one, Freddie Mercury. Now, Freddie Mercury is fucking the king of vocals. One of the most iconic lead singers of the most iconic band in UK history and rock history. No way of sugarcoating that. Now, I can't see myself putting him on my wall. Oh, is that because he's gay? No, not because he's gay. I've got Georgie Boy up there. I need to find other gay rock stars, man. When Rob Halford dies, that's going straight up. Don't die, Rob. Don't die, Rob. You're fine. You're still touring. You're still good. But yeah, Freddie Mercury for me was never really a big one. I should just do it, right? I mean, I like Queen. You know, I can pick out multiple songs I love by Queen. There's so many fucking great albums. Night at the Opera, Christ, that was amazing. But yeah, I don't know. Something about it to me is too obvious. Like, again, putting the Jimmys and Kurt's up there. Although I probably am going to put Kurt Cobain up there. And I've already put Amy up there. You know what? Fuck it. Everyone gets on the wall. Everyone goes on the wall. Take another little chunk of my lung now, baby. Yeah, Janis, you're going on there as well. Fuck it. I don't know why I'm thinking about this so much. And someone mentioned this. Some stupid fucker is trying to ruin it for me. Like, of course Prince is up there, by the way. Prince is absolutely on there. Don't you worry about that. There's much more, but must admit I'm running out of time, so I need to kind of wrap this up a little bit. But yeah, some absolute bellends. Like the day I put this up, right? Because I've got black and white frames, right? Now there's literally... Oh, Frank Zappa's in there, by the way. Sorry, I'm going to start... Shut the fuck up. Frank Zappa's going on there. Fucking pioneer of cool, interesting, weird time signatures, strange chord progressions, weird sound. You know, he made that sort of music commercially viable, and everyone has a lot to thank Frank Zappa for. He's on there, definitely. But yeah, someone said about the black and white, like I noticed that you've got a lot of the black artists in the black frames, and then I made him look at, because you can only see a few of the pictures from where he was sitting, right? I said, sir, do you want to have a look at this? I basically put the fucking picture frames out one at a time. Sometimes they were white, sometimes they were black. And I had a stack of photos, which I was like cutting up, fit into size, that sort of thing. Just going, yeah, you in there, yeah, you in there, yeah, you in there. Couldn't give a shit. And that is a fucking shame that he almost ruined that for me. Like, but now I'm starting to think like, oh shit, maybe I should put the... less segregation on the white frames and the black frames. Oh my God. And I was like, how dare you make me think about this? I was not even thinking about shit like that. But you, he did apologize, and it's, oh yeah, I see you've got Ray Charles in white frame. Yeah, sorry about that. I was like, yeah, fucking thank you. I was just like, it was just fucking luck of the draw. I'm not a decorator. I wasn't fucking thinking about this shit. I hate that so much, dude. I shouldn't have to think about my fucking choices. Can't I just have a nice stairway to hell? It leads to the bathrooms as well. I'm not sure if that's disrespectful. That's not disrespectful, right? But the last one I hung up there with absolute pride. David Bowie is sitting there right in the middle, and it was a gorgeous shot. It's one I'd never seen when he was doing the Aladdin Zane thing. It's one I'd never seen before, and I was like, immediately on there. Abso-fucking-lutely. Pride of place, one of the first ones you can see as you're going down the stairs. Absolutely beautiful. And you know what? I'm very proud of my little wall. I've still got so much more photos. And obviously, like, again, apologies to Rob Halford. I do not want anyone to die. I do not want anyone to kick it. I want Mick Jagger and Keith fucking Richards to outlive me. I do. And, you know, if it happens, you know, those guys are going straight on my wall, because I want to pay tribute to real fucking music. You know, I know everyone's fucking complaining about AI music taking over. I'm not even too sure what AI music even is. Genuinely have no idea. But, yeah, guys, I'm going to sign off now. But thank you very much for listening again. Thank you for this double episode. I'm sorry I missed the last one. We'll return to normal as we go into next Thursday. Keep listening to the music. We love you very much. Have a good one.